Good morning, day 50 of cooking down the freezer. So I went shopping yesterday because we're supposed to get a blizzard in a day or so. So I didn't want to be stuck here without any fresh produce, but I'm going to continue with my cooking down the freezer. Yesterday I showed you my mom's freezer. Well, my mom's freezer with my food in it. So I still have quite a bit of food to cook down, and my goal isn't to not have any food in my freezer, but to only stock one freezer. So I'm going to make some coffee, and this is the hazelnut Veneto cheap coffee that I bought at Mark's yesterday. So I'm going to give it a try and see if it's any good. All right, let's give it a go. Well, so far so good. It's coming out and didn't blow up all over the place, which is a good thing. So, ooh, nice and steamy hot. Okay, this makes me want to get up out of bed in the morning. A nice steamy cup of coffee. I know some people like tea first thing in the morning, some people like coffee. I've always liked coffee in the morning and tea in the afternoon. All right, let's see how this tastes. Cheers. Tastes just fine. It's hazelnut. All right, let's see what's for breakfast on day 50. And I plan on continuing to use up the older stuff that I have. There wasn't a whole lot left in my refrigerator, but I bet you I could go at least 6 months in cooking down my freezer stash. So let's see how long we can keep going. Okay, time to make some brunch. Day 50. Can't believe I've been doing this for 50 days. So let's see what's in the fridge. So after I went shopping, I have some more stuff. Here's all my lettuces. Yesterday when I visited my mother, she gave me this fitness bread. That's really good with cheese, especially brie cheese. So, and I still have my bread. Not a whole lot of that left, but I'm thinking, I'm really tempted to have pizza for breakfast, but I have other things to eat, and these are the grapes. I take them off the stems, and this is a container I got at Mark's a while back, and it really keeps the grapes nice. I still have some rice left over, but I think, I don't know. I just don't know what I want. So I have these cheeses now that I bought. I still have a little cream cheese left that I need to eat. So, oh, let's see. I think tonight I want to cook up this salsa because these are just canned tomatoes. And I don't want this to go bad. I still have half a jar, and I think that would be enough to make some spaghetti sauce for one. So I may cook that up, and I'll stick some Italian herbs in there. But, okay, I'm going to do it. For breakfast this morning, I'm going to have my leftover pizza. There's 2 pieces in there, and I don't want to freeze them, so I'm going to have leftover pizza. And then I think I might have some yogurt, but I did want to save some of this to make a new batch, but I do have the yogurt I just bought, so I think I'll have that instead, and I'll end up saving some of this to make a new batch. I want to try and make my own silken tofu, but I need to learn how to do that. So I think that's what I'll have for breakfast. I kept some grapes out for the yogurt, and I think I'm going to put some of my chia seed jam in the yogurt. That'll be breakfast. Okay, I'll meet you at the stove. All right, I'm going to heat up my pizza. I know, is that weird? Pizza for breakfast? I love pizza for breakfast. But I nuked this about 40 seconds just to get the cheese to start to melt. And I found the best way to reheat pizza is in a frying pan, because it makes it nice and crisp on the bottom. And this particular pizza is a pan pizza, which is my favorite. So I'm just going to smush those two in there and heat it up and brown it up a little bit on the bottom. And in the meantime, I'm going to make my yogurt. So I have some grapes here. I love grapes and yogurt. And I have a packet of sweetener. And I'm going to use this new yogurt that I bought, because the other yogurt, I want to turn this coconut milk yogurt into soy yogurt, but I need to get some silken tofu. And I'm going to try and make that if I can, because $5.30 for a container of yogurt is outrageous. And the whole thing of my journey as a senior is to become as self-sufficient as I can, as long as I can. So if I can make things from scratch that don't cost a lot, return to some of the old recipes, then that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to mix this up, and then I'm going to add some of my freezer jam. And this is a berry freezer jam. And it'll be like a fruit yogurt. So I'm going to take a good spoonful, and I made this with some of the frozen berries I had in my freezer. And when the freezer died, I had to do something with some of the berries because they were already thawed, so I cooked them down, added chia seeds, blended it up in the bullet, and then I froze it. Well, I cooked it down to about half the berries, and then I froze it. So, and it's made a really nice berry jam. So I think I may have put a little bit too much jam in here, but maybe not. I'm going to eat it anyway. So let me give this a taste. That's good. And I'm just going to pour this over my grapes. So that'll be my yogurt. And then I'll let this pizza cook for a while until it crisps up. Keep an eye on it so it doesn't burn on the bottom. And there you have brunch, quick and easy for day 50. All right, I want to talk a little bit about xylitol. One of my viewers recommended that I give xylitol a try for whitening teeth. And I did a little research online, and who knew? So it's good for whitening your teeth. But I found some information online about how you can make your own xylitol toothpaste. Now apparently they have gum, and it's an ingredient in some mouthwash. You can get toothpaste with xylitol in it. So I ordered this xylitol, and it's a pound, on Amazon, and I ordered this like January 10th, and I just got it a day or so ago. But I got this for free because I had points from my card that were available, and I think it was about $13. It was the best price that I could find. So anyway, I guess xylitol is good for whitening your teeth, but you have to be extremely careful with your dogs. It's very harmful to dogs. So don't keep this somewhere where your dog is going to get into it, because their system can't flush it out like ours can. So, and then it says if you consume xylitol, because it's a sweetener, you can put it in your coffee or tea or whatever, to start off with small amounts, because it can upset some people's stomachs. You have to gradually get used to it. Now, I don't know, I haven't opened this yet, so I haven't tried it, but I'm going to give it a try. And from what I'm reading, it's good for dry mouth. It's antibacterial, so it kills the bacteria in your mouth. It's good for bad breath. So I'm going to give it a try. And one of the, for the xylitol toothpaste that I'm going to make, you mix together 2 tablespoons of warmed coconut oil. And coconut oil, some people do coconut oil pulling. Well, they'll pull it through their teeth for, I don't know, a couple minutes. I've never done it. But so the coconut oil is good for that. To that you add 3 tablespoons of baking soda, half a teaspoon of xylitol, and 10 drops of peppermint oil. And then you keep the toothpaste in an airtight container. Now it does say, speak to your dentist before you do this. I'm not a professional when it comes to oral care, but I do still have all my real teeth, so I must have done something right. But so talk to your dentist before you do this. And it says you can also purchase the xylitol toothpaste if you don't want to make your own. And it says xylitol mouthwash and fluoride treatments also exist and serve a similar purpose. So yeah, just be mindful of your dogs. And then there's a homemade mouthwash that you can make. Like I said, it's antibacterial. And in a 4-ounce mason jar, you put 2 teaspoons of baking soda, half a cup of filtered water, 2 drops of tea tree oil, and 2 drops of peppermint oil. And it says to shake it up because the baking soda will settle to the bottom. But I'm going to give both of these a try. I mean, after the initial cost, you don't need that much, and this is a big bag of it, so it's probably cheaper than most toothpastes. And I did look at the ingredients in whitening mouthwash that I've used, and it does contain xylitol. So yeah, I thought I'd share that with you. And if you go online, there's information about the effectiveness of it, all the things that it does. So there you go. And another thing I want to do today, I haven't done it yet, but I want to do a January recap, how I did in January, how much I spent, where my issues were, Did I accomplish my goal? Didn't I accomplish my goal? Now, like I said, what I want to do is, like every other month, do a no spend. That doesn't mean I can't buy anything, only things that are on my list. I can buy those. And then the next month, I want to do a low spend. So I'm planning on doing this for the year of 2022, and I want to continue cooking down my freezer and accomplishing my goal to only get to one freezer, which I will keep fully stocked, because they say keeping your freezer full takes less electricity than having a freezer with holes in it. And they even recommend to freeze water, which would be a good thing to do anyway. If the power goes down, the ice will keep the food cold, but not only that, you'll have water to drink if something happens to the water supply. So that's sort of where I'm headed, and I'm going to go now and do some ciphering and figure out how I did and how I can improve. So I'll be back later. All right, well, I've been ciphering here, trying to figure out how I did in January, and I think I did pretty well. I paid off some bills, not off, but paid down some bills. I think I had one Christmas gift at Costco that I'm not sure how much I still owe on that. It was like $300, and I at least paid half that off. So I put the extra money that I had towards paying down some bills from Christmas and bills I had before, but I also managed to put some into savings, which I'm very happy about. So in January, the end of December and all of January, I was able to save $250.22 into my savings account. And usually I'm taking money out of that account and putting it into the bill pay account. So I'm very happy about that. So that went well. I had 24 days in January where I didn't spend anything at all. So that was good. Now my son, my oldest son, did have a birthday the end of January, so I sent him a card with $75 in it, which I usually don't have a birthday every month, but I always give my children for their birthdays $75. Sometimes $100 if I have it, but that's usually what they receive for a birthday gift. And then my grandchildren, they usually get $50 a piece, and there's 5 of them. So, you know, intermittently, the different months, I'll have birthday gifts. But that's what I choose to give, and I don't want to give any less than that. So, I bought $30 worth of ink cartridges. I bought a new I needed a cartridge. I was totally out of black ink. So I bought one, and then it didn't come on time because I ordered it from Amazon. So while I was out at Walmart, I bought a second one. So now I have one in reserve, and that's great. So I don't mind spending that money. On food, I only spent $20, and that was for produce and I used up things that I had from Christmas that didn't get eaten. I've cooked down things from my freezer. So I used up all the produce. I didn't have any left except for one onion, a little tiny piece of a romaine lettuce, and one avocado that I actually still have. So, but I used up all the produce. I was very happy about that. I don't feel like I wasted any money. And then I spent $6.99. It's an auto ship from Amazon on a supplement, and those I'm not going to cut out either. So those will be expenses every month or month and a half. The only money I spent on eating out at all was $13.75. I took Tom to Panera because he's always taking me out. So I took him there for some pastries and coffee, and that was fun. And then while I was out one day, it was a long day, I spent $1.86 on a cup of coffee. So that was it. My expenses for January were very low. I want to continue on the no low spend for February, but I did have to buy some new groceries, and I did my haul yesterday. So if you have any interest to see what I bought, you can go look at that. Oh, and I did spend $32 on dog food, but I don't include that in the grocery challenge. But they have to eat, and there's 3 of them, so about every 6 weeks I buy a big bag of Costco dog food. And of course they had to have their treats because that's what I do. So anyway, that's my recap of January. Now we start all over again in February. And February will not be that low for groceries. But that's okay. I don't want to shop again until I again use up all my produce. And that will definitely take me a month, if not 6 weeks. I don't know, we'll see. But I intend to keep on going with cooking down the freezer food and using up all my refrigerator food, and shopping around in my pantry for all the other things. So anyway, that's my recap for January. And no outfit of the day today, but I'll try and get back to that tomorrow because I don't want to make these videos too long. And it's pretty time-consuming editing. And speaking of editors, I think I finally found an editor that's working out, and it's actually an editor on the cell phone. And Creative Lori, she has a great channel. If you want to save money on food, head over to her channel. But she suggested, I'm not sure if it's KineMaster or KindMaster, but it's nice for the cell phone, and it has a free version. Even those of you that don't do YouTube, if you like to make videos on your phone, you know, with your family or whatever, give it a try. It's pretty easy. And you can do voiceovers, and you can add different embellishments and things like that. So I made this video using the KineMaster, and it definitely, I can upload much quicker. I was getting extremely frustrated with my Windows photo editor. It was just making me crazy. So anyway, this is working out pretty well. And so are you getting sick of my cooking videos? If you are, leave me a comment below, and I'll try and think of something else that is a little more interesting. And if you like it, leave me a comment below and I'll keep doing it. But I like to add other things into my cooking videos other than just that. So I'll be back at dinner time and show you what I'm making for dinner. It'll just be a little quick meal. I already have a plan for that. So I'll see you in the kitchen in a little while. Dinner time. Let's make some dinner. All right, so I have an idea of what I want to make. This is some salsa that I made. It's not real spicy. So I want to make some spaghetti sauce out of this. So I'm going to use that. And then I'm going to, I need some cheese. And I did buy more cheese, so well, I have this, still have this earth grown, which I don't like the way it melts, but we'll see what we can do with it. It melts okay in the microwave, but not in the oven. So, but for what I want to make, I need that. I need some of this Follow Your Heart Parmesan. And then I need to go into the freezer. All right. So in my freezer, see, I didn't stock it up much. I've got a little bit of broccoli up there and some garlic toast, which I'm going to get a couple pieces of. But in here I'm looking for, I did not want to stock up my freezer too much. So I have these chicken patties that I want to use. And that's it for now, until I get out the garlic bread. All right, well, let's see what we can come up with. I have a very good idea. So I'll meet you at the stove. I'm at the stove. So I want to cook this up before it gets any mold on it, because it's just tomatoes, chopped up tomatoes, and there's already garlic and onions in here. So I'm going to go ahead and put all of this in a pan, and then I want to cook it up so I can get a little more time out of it. And this is probably just going to be for one. So this is garlic powder, because I want to make this more of an Italian flavor. But, you know, a little bit of heat in your spaghetti sauce. Some people like to put pepper flakes in their spaghetti. So that works okay. And this is onion powder. A little more. All right, now to give it more of an Italian flavor, I've got some Italian seasoning here. And I also want to add some basil. And some oregano. Nothing like oregano to make something taste Italian. Okay, so those are all the spices I'm going to use. And I'm going to let this cook for, maybe 15-20 minutes. Not too long, because it's already really thick. Just enough to cook the tomatoes. So I'm going to put the lid on that, turn it down to low, and let it cook. And then I have these two unchicken patties, but if you're a meat eater, and you know, use chicken patties. So I'm going to make these in my air fryer. And then since this cheese doesn't melt in the air fryer, I'm going to blitz it up in the microwave just till the cheese melts. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the air fryer, and I'll be back when I put this together. Well, I looked in my refrigerator some more, and I decided I want a salad. And I bought these green onions yesterday. So if you want your green onions to last a long time, put them in just a little bit of water. You don't want to cover them all the way up, because then they'll start to get slimy. And keep an eye on them, and these roots will grow. And actually in the springtime I buy myself a bunch of green onions and I stick them in my pot, and I have green onions all summer. So I'm going to go ahead and just take off anything that's old, like this part here. You don't want that in there. So that's going to come off. And then periodically clean the water, like every other day, if not every day. Put fresh water in there. And if you see some parts that are starting to, deteriorate, just pull that off. So, and then I put this by my windowsill. And just like that, these will start to grow, and I can cut the greenery off. And if I need the whole onion, then I just pull it out. But this will grow like crazy, and you'll have green onion for your salad. So I just put that by the window, and then I found this. Well, I knew it was in there. It wasn't like it was lost, but I have this little tiny piece of romaine lettuce yet that I bought last month. It's still perfectly good, and I'm going to cut this up and have a salad with my spaghetti. So I'll be back in a little while. Alright, I was digging around in my freezer some more, and I found some veggie crumbles. You can add hamburger to this as well. So this is almost done cooking, and I want to add a little bit of the veggie crumbles. Not too much, because I've got the chicken patties. Yeah, a little more, since I do want to use this up. Alright, I'm going to let that cook another 5 minutes or so. And in the meantime, I'm going to make my salad. So I'm going to use the salad that I bought yesterday for $1. And this one is baby spinach and arugula. I thought that was a good deal for $1. And I bought 3 different varieties. And then I'm going to add the last of the romaine into my salad too. So this is a healthy and quick dinner. And you can use pasta sauce or whatever. And I always doctor up my canned and vegetable pasta sauce. I never leave it the way it is in the can. So I'm going to cut up some of my green onion to put in here too. And that'll be a really good meal. Oh, I'm losing my onions. Alright, I'm sure you don't want to watch me cutting up vegetables, so I'll be back in a little bit. So while I'm waiting for my pasta to cook, I found these in my pantry, crispy beets. I get these at Mark's, and they're pretty good. So I'm just going to put some of this Gerard's. It's my favorite. Put some of that. It's got olives and croutons, and I put some of that mozzarella cheese that doesn't melt very well on there, because it doesn't taste bad. It just melts bad. Alright. So salad's done. Garlic bread is done. Just waiting for my pasta. I'll be back. Alright, dinner day 50. Doesn't that look delicious? I think it does. And here's my salad. And I'm just going to put a little bit of Parmesan cheese on my pasta. There's no lack of cheese in this meal, that's for sure. So this was from Walmart, $1.92 for I think 8 slices. This came from my freezer, chicken patties. This came from my pantry. And the salad was fresh from the store, except for a little piece of it. Everything else came from the pantry. All right, so you can have a delicious meal just by shopping your freezer and pantry, and I'm going to go enjoy this. All right, my friends, that's all I have for you today. I want to wish you abundant blessings. Be good to yourself, be good to others. I love you guys. God bless you, and I'll see you next time.